right, that's good. So I'm Chris Hammond. I'm currently the Corrections Officer of the Year for the state of Ohio. I have a fantastic wife and 4 awesome kids, the oldest one being 6, so it's kind of like a little zoo up on the hill there. Been with the department almost 9 years. I've been pretty active in training, special teams. I've been on second shift the entire time I've been there. I've met some fantastic people. I've had some great experiences. And I've really taken the job as an opportunity to grow as a person. I've noticed, and my wife's noticed, that I think I'm a better person than I was 9 years ago when I found this job.
My name is Brittany Booker. I've been with the state for 10 years, been with the department for 6 years. I'm on first shift. I'm the first shift entry officer. I went to nursing school straight out of high school and had no summer. I was 18 years old, didn't really care for college, so I was going to join the military. My mom was not about me joining the military. She worked for the department and suggested, why don't you try this job instead of joining the military? She wanted me close to home. It was never, working for the Department of Corrections was never anything that I would ever thought of. So I gave it a shot, and 6 years in, here I am still standing strong. I'm just your typical 28-year-old though. Like, I like to go out, go to Roosters, eat chicken wings, drink beers, just enjoy life. And with this job, I've been able to make as much money as I want to make with the overtime and still be able to live life to the fullest. Can take vacations. I go to Mexico twice a year, and it's all paid for. I was terrified.
Yeah, it's definitely a shock first time you go out and you got the keys and there's 136 or 400, 500, 1,000, wherever you're at, inmates. But as time goes on, your nerves kind of settle. You kind of learn how things go, and you get some experiences.
Well, he's obviously a lot bigger than I am. I can say when I first came in, I was completely terrified because they sent us in on our tour, and I'm thinking it's going to be like what you see on TV. Like, everyone's going to be in cells, and it's going to be all controlled movement. No, that was not the case. Like,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
walk across the yard. I started in May of 2015, and it's a nice spring day. There's about 1,000 inmates on the yard, and I'm walking across the yard, and they're all just staring and hollering, and I'm like, oh no, like, this is not gonna work. I remember getting off and calling my mom, like, yeah, Mom, I don't know where you thought this was gonna be a good idea, but this is just not gonna happen. She's just try it out, you're gonna be okay. She started off in corrections, but she was a nurse, so she didn't really understand, like, the whole CO part of it, but she is a small woman like me, and her walking across the yard, me walking across the yard, about the same. But as time has gone on, like, it's just another day. Like, it's a walk in the park, and I mean, it's gotten better over time.
It for sure gets better too.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn more, you get rapport with inmates and other staff members, you earn some respect. Things definitely get better as you go on. Not that they're terrible to start out with. I mean, sometimes you perceive they're terrible. You see these little molehills, and you make mountains out of them. But when you get the real perspective of what things really mean, it's a lot smaller, especially when you look back. But like I've mentioned, I was fortunate to have some really good people around me to help me through that time.
Right.
I mean, that's the most important thing in our department, is taking care of each other.
Everyone's like just a big family. Like, you grow together. Everyone has started in the same spot, and you just learn how to work together. And
Yeah,
at the end of the day, those are who has your back.
absolutely.
I think that personally, being a female, like, we're more respected. Inmates like seeing women come through. It's not every day that they see women come through, and I think they listen to us more than you guys. We're
Yeah.
just more respected. Like, it's just who's more macho, and another man
Right.
comes in trying to boss a grown man around. But I feel like we're kind of we have like a mothering nature almost, and it's just like whatever we tell them to do, they do it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes hearing it from a woman is totally different than hearing it from a man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something you guys bring to the table that, yeah, we can't ever bring to the table,
You want a
right?
grown man telling you what to do?
That's right. That's right. I've seen guys snap to attention like their mom was yelling at them before,
Mhm.
where I could have been screaming my head off to get somebody's attention, and
Right.
they're just not hearing it.
And then I could just go in with my IPC skills and be like, look, man, just tuck your shirt in. All right, Miss B.
Yeah.
So if you guys could do it all again, would you still work for DRC?
If I could do it all again, for sure.
Yeah.
Now that I've got some time in and realized how the job really is, I would for sure do it again. Just, I don't think it gets any better. Like, no degree, the amount of money we make for the job that we do, I think is pretty fair.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
would do it all over again if I had to.
Yeah, same here. If I had to start over again, yeah, I'd do it all over again. I mean, I might get more involved in things earlier in my career that I
For
waited
sure,
for,
yeah.
but you can't have that time back. But for sure, I'd get right back. I'd get right back into it if I had to start over. That's a great thing about our department is there's so many avenues that you could promote and grow in our department. You can go towards medical, towards social work, towards more of a law enforcement custody route, substance abuse routes. There's, you name it, the department has it. It's such a big department and covers so many areas that starting out as a corrections officer, if you want to promote, there's the ability and opportunity in our department. And there's 28 institutions, and they all have areas to where you can transfer if you don't like the area you're in, or you want to go experience different prisons, higher security levels, lower security levels, female offenders, intake facilities. It's out there. There's so much opportunity to promote and grow in the department. I don't know where else in the state that you can find that kind of opportunity.
You're right. I feel like if you were to ask me a couple years ago, I would have wanted to promote, but now I see, not necessarily as a lieutenant or something, I don't really have that much interest in that. I went to school before I came in, and I was young, dumb, just hanging out and not really paying attention to school. Now that I work for the department, if I wanted to go back to school, I could use the tuition reimbursement program, which you get what do you get? I don't know what you get. I just know that you can.
Up to $5,000 per year.
The state gives you 5 hours every single week to go attend classes.
Well, how does that work out? You've got let's say a 40-hour work week. You can actually go on in the institution for 35 hours?
Yeah, so you got 40-hour work week, and then let's say you have class a couple hours. So for me, it was like a Tuesday, and my class was the last 5 hours. I took an afternoon class, so I came in, worked 2.5 hours, 3 hours, got relieved, drove down the street to Belmont College, took my classes, and that was it. So I actually worked 35 hours a week, attended class for 5, and got paid for 40 a week. So it was really beneficial, especially having kids, and it's tough to add stuff to your plate, to add more time into my schedule, but that really allowed me. If I didn't have that time from the state and the union paying for it, I don't know if I'd been able to go back.